Hello everyone, Namaste. I am Ranjit Kaur from KhetiValah Agri News. As we all know, KhetiValah is dedicated to empowering the agriculture sector through a variety of initiatives. Our key activities include KhetiKalyan, KhetiCorner, KhetiKendra, KV Dialogues, KhetiSummit, KhetiPurskar, UrbanKrishi and of course, KhetiValah Agri News. Dr. Manoj Nardeosingh, Secretary General, African Asian Rural Development Organization. Dr. Manoj Nardeosingh, who hails from Mauritius, took over the charge of the office of the Secretary General of AARDO on 3rd September 2024. His Excellency with Government of Mauritius in various positions such as economist, researcher, educationist and proponent of the cooperative movement of the country. He was Secretary for the Cooperative Development Ministry of Business, Enterprises and Cooperative, Government of the Republic of Mauritius. Dr. Manoj Nardeosingh did an MSc in Economics from Maldivian State University in 1990. He did a PhD from Finance Academy, Moscow, Russian Federation in 2023. The topic of Excellency's PhD thesis was Modeling of Organizational, Methodological and Instrumental Support for Small Organization. He is fluent in English, French, Russian and Hindi language. In further strengthen its policies and programs on rural development. I am excited to share that KhetiValah is launching the KhetiValah Global Agri Conclave 2024. This event will feature non-stop sessions over 15 days covering 15 diverse topics with an incredible lineup of 720 speakers as we go virtual. Mark your calendars for November 15 to 30th, 2024. Let's we talk with Dr. Manoj Nardeosingh. Hello, Namaste. I am Ranjit Kaur Sandusoni from Kheti Global Conclave 2024. It's our great privilege to have His Excellency Dr. Manoj Nardeosingh with us. Good day. Hello, sir.
Hello. Very good morning.
Sir, kindly tell us about AARDO in brief. What are the primary objectives?
Oh, thank you very much to be here to have me on this program. AARDO is the African Asian Rural Development Organization, which is a manifestation of solidarity between Asia and Africa to connect these two continents to promote rural and agricultural development as a whole. It has been established since long in 1962. Now we are over 62 years old. We are promoting more and more collaboration, exchange of knowledge, exchange of technology so that we can sort out problems in rural areas in Africa and Asia. We've got 32 countries as member governments and we've got many institutions working together with us to find solutions and to implement these solutions. We share also policy guidance, we share programs, we share different plans so that we can alleviate the sufferings of many of these people in these rural areas.
Sir, which type of technology you used?
We are using our basic type of intervention. We assist our member government to implement their programs for rural development and agricultural development. So if we talk about technology nowadays, we are trying to champion more and more technology exchange between member countries. Whatever has been discovered, invented and promoted in one country can be implemented for greater benefits in other countries also. This expands also the market for the technology, the outreach of the technology. Nowadays, we are trying to focus on technology which can easily be affordable and can easily be accessible and adaptable to the conditions of the rural areas. So these type of technologies are being invented in different academic institutions, in different research institutions. But for transferring of this technology, we are using the platform of AARDO. AARDO is a platform to transfer that knowledge and the technology. Lately, we have been connected with many of the IITs where they are running a program under the RUTAG to facilitate technologies already invented, being implemented, for example, in India. And as we are connecting 32 countries, so it's a great opportunity for our members to benefit from the technologies invented from these countries. And our technology are targeting increase in production, increase in productivity, facilitation of livelihoods, connectivity, making sure that we sort out most of the problems we know which are faced by the rural communities, rural dwellers.
So today natural resources main problems are natural resources, water, soil. Farmers used a lot of chemicals on the soil, and the productivity of soil totally zero. So what are the programs for these type of problems?
Thank you very much for this question. As I said, we are in the domain of rural development, and obviously agriculture being a big chunk for rural development. Most of our rural areas, they are producing the food which is required by our member countries. And as you rightly said, there are lots of challenges from the resource perspective, from the water perspective, from the soil itself. We have witnessed many revolutions, the green revolutions, which has got its own benefits, but the soil has been affected in many areas. Even in India, we know many places which has become now very unproductive, or the diminishing return by application of these chemicals. So from the perspective of AARDO, we are trying to find different solutions which can preserve, first of all, the water resources, which is very important. And we are finding also types of production which will be using very minimal type of water. Last year, we have been promoting millet, which was promoted by the government of India.
Yes.
And was even given by subscribed by the United Nations. We've done a big roundtable meeting where all our member countries, together with the FAO, we are trying to promote millet as a climate smart type of product that will protect the environment and protect the resources also. And from the land perspective, we are having different online and offline programs being run in terms of capacity building disseminated to our offices, government offices, and people working in the agricultural extension services to teach them about which are the alternative to the chemicals, to use organic type of things, to use different type of natural farming. There are various methods which are proving to be quite effective. The only issue that we are still looking into their economic efficiency. So we are recommending to our governments to make sure that they implement programs to save their resources, but on the same time, we must simultaneously look into the economic efficiency, because in the long run, the return has to be guaranteed to the farmers, and the whole market, the value chain and the food chain has to be secured. So from that perspective, we are doing lots of things for the resource management and making sure that we preserve the resource for the next generation also coming. And maybe I can highlight at this point, we are laying lots of emphasis on agroforestry. We have to protect the forest also, and agroforestry is a methodology to integrate forestry with the vegetables and all the productions required for our food system.
Sir, population is also connected with subject, because population increased day by day and the natural resources reduced day by day. So what do you think about, now you said about agroforestry, so I think it's impossible in these days, because people's populations increased day by day, and flats and buildings. So what are the solution in your minds? What are the solutions?
Thank you very much. This is a very, very important question, which is highlighted in various forums, in the international workshops, in international agenda, when we are talking about feeding the world population. which, as you rightly said, is growing. We will be reaching very soon, by the 2050, maybe 9 billion or even 10 billion population. So to feed that increasing number of population, we need more and more food. The solution we are trying to find into leveraging on the best technology to increase productivity. We know that productivity, as compared in our member countries, especially in Asia, in sub-Saharan African countries, we know that the productivity is low as compared to the world average. Even you take it for rice, for flour, maize, we've got a low productivity. So we have to ensure that with the same quantity of resources, we implement technology which will increase that productivity, so that we make food available to the increasing number of population. This is one side of the coin. The other side, we have noted in our member countries, it is published in many reports internationally. We've got lots. We are producing the food, but they are lost in the chain. There is a huge amount of food loss whenever the change from the production, from the transformation till the consumption. So that food loss can be reduced. Again, that will be protecting our resources also. Food already produced is not going to the customers, to the consumers. So that food loss, which is very high in many countries, especially in African countries, we are recording statistically 30% of food loss. So if you reduce that food loss, we'll have more food to feed more mouth. So this is the second strategy we are looking from that. And the third one, again, is the integration of the value chain, so that really we have a fair value chain. Everybody in the food chain must get a fair share, so that it becomes a fair value chain for our food systems. We are reviewing food systems also in most of our member countries.
Sir, climate changes is a big challenge for us in these days. What's the AARDO's programs for it?
Definitely climate change. I think experts have been ringing the alarms of climate change since long. We are very unfortunately noting that we are not being able to achieve the targets which scientists have put in front of us. We notice increase in temperature, increase in sea level, and harsh conditions are coming. Severe types of calamities are there, and very unfortunate that most of the people living in the villages, in the poor and developing countries, they are suffering more from that climate change. So this is very high concern. It is very high on the agenda of AARDO. We are making sure that we find solutions where we can mitigate this type of climate change and adaptations. And obviously we are trying to use again technology to make sure that whatever the seeds being planted, climate resilient seeds also, resilient from all the foreseeable damages from the climate change. And on the other side, maybe one of the solution will be agriculture can come to the rescue in terms of energy production. We have to talk in terms of bioenergy, biofuel, so that we decrease that fossil fuel, which will have a correction on the climate change. So we are encouraging our member countries also to look into that angle of biofuel, where we will be trying to produce energy from our fields. So you produce energy for US farmers to produce this energy. And obviously we've got an element where we are trying to integrate solar energy also. And solar can be produced in the fields of farmers. That will be a diversification of revenue for the farmers also.
Friends, a short break for the AARDO's history and AARDO's old members, secretary generals. Let's go with me. what strategy does AARDO plan for youth and women in rural areas?
Thank you very much. This again a very important point you are raising. We are very much cognizant that the population in our member countries, they are women and especially youth also, they are very representative of the population. And when we are talking about agriculture in Africa and Asia, woman is carrying the load for the production of these agricultural produce we are having. Youth, many of our member countries, we've got a very young population where we have to capitalize on that dividend, youth dividend. India also has been trying to capitalize on that. And on the other side, we've got a few member countries which are having aging population. So we are trying to connect these two countries where there is aging and the young population. So we facilitate even the interaction between these countries. Coming specifically to women, we are doing a lot of program to implement, being implemented by our partner institutions. In 14 different countries, we are running most of our programs with a special focus on women and empowerment of youth. Very recently, we had a program in Hyderabad, in NIMSME, which was entitled How We Can Have More Participation of Women and Youth for SME Development. And SME is again another sector where we are trying to underscore in our rural areas, because we want agricultural produce not only to be sold directly, but at least to be processed. The value addition is an area where women and youth are being encouraged to get into. And from the perspective of youth, we are connected nowadays with many IITs. We are very thankful to these IITs and the government of India giving the facilities for our youngsters from our member countries to undergo master degree programs. We are very conscious that without technology, without science, we need more and more science for rural development. So this science will be implemented, the technology will be implemented by the young generation, youth, who are quite versatile by technology itself, and the new inventions being made, they will be the one implementing. So we are giving them facilities for, we are sponsoring all these master degree and PhD degree programs in 5 different IITs in Delhi, in India, and also in Taiwan and in South Korea. So this is our contribution towards empowering those youth. And for women, we've got also specific programs which are meant for women. I can cite here an example. We are taking the Barefoot College initiative to Zambia, from India to Zambia, with the global movement of barefoot, where women and youth also will be empowered to build up their own type of electrical devices to bring electrification and solar, using the solar power. They are being taught how to have these devices, construct the devices, and then bring electrification in our rural areas. So I can also cite another example where in Jordan we are facilitating a revolving fund, especially meant towards families, and families are, most of them, they are women initiatives for implementation of small projects which will bring additional income to their families. We've got a series of initiatives. I think time paucity, I will not elaborate on all them, but we are assuring each and everyone that this is the very clear strategy of taking youngsters and women in the development of agriculture and rural development in our countries in Asia and Africa. Maybe I can cite as one another example also. We'll be shortly running a program in IIT Kanpur, where youngsters will be taught to build up their own drones. So we need drones now to increase the productivity and make sure that we control the resources, the limited resources available, the rich resources. So the course will be started very soon, where our member country participants will be taught in IIT Kanpur how to build up their own drone, manipulate the drone, and have it navigated over the farms in the rural areas. This again is another initiative targeting the youth. Thank you.
Sir, I know we have short time, but one question in my mind.
Yeah,
You talked about the drone. Drones are also used in agriculture. So briefly tell us how to help the villagers, the farmers from the village, how to help, how they use drones in agriculture field.
Drones, I think it's now the future a bit of the agriculture. These are one of the new technologies we will have to bring to the agriculture, especially when we are talking about increasing productivity. Drones will assist the farmers in monitoring different parameters for the agricultural production. Secondly, they will also assist in prevention. They can easily identify areas if ever there are certain contaminated areas or pests in some region. Drones can easily be accessible from that perspective. They can also connect from one place to another, especially when carrying some of these inputs. They can also assist from that. There are various advantages, but people have to know how to operate it, and the operation we are trying to encourage more community engagement in this youth, women, and community engagement in the implementation of the new technologies. Later on, we are having countries having very developed type of technologies, the smart technologies, AI, machine learning. Everything is being implemented in a few of our member countries. But obviously, we will have to adjust the technology according to the level of development and to the requirement of each and every member countries.
Okay, sir. At the last, we want to ask about the KhetiValah Global Conclave 2024. Kindly tell us.
Thank you. We are very happy as the intergovernmental organization to be associated with the conclave, KhetiValah Conclave, with any initiative which will bring more food security, and nutrition security. These are the cry of the day in many countries, especially as we've been talking about these issues of scarcity of resources, climate change is there, conflicts happening in many regions, disturbing and disseminating many economies. Economies are facing a very serious, I would say, front wind, uphill task in feeding the people and in ensuring prosperity and environmental biodiversity. So we are very happy to be connected to the conclave, which will be sharing the message to the world that we have to bring all the stakeholders around the same table, around the same platform, so that we find the real solution to bring food to each and everyone. Not only the food has to be nutritious. The amount of nutrition required has to reach each and everyone. Because we've noted that we are failing in the SDGs. Many of the SDGs are off track. We are very lagging behind. We need more and more investment. We need more and more technology. We are trying to promote technology diplomacy, and the conclave will be a very important platform to do that also. Our association will put our own contribution, and we will be looking for contribution from other stakeholders. Thank you.
So friends, I think you will like this interview and you will cooperate and help us for saving our climate. You know, climate is a big challenge for us. And thank you very much, Dr. Manoj Nardeosingh. Namaste. Sat Shri Akal.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
Thank you.